All right, part two on that last video that I just dropped, because I just want to leave people with a little bit more information about how they can address, outside of being grateful for your job, I just want to provide a little bit more information on how to address pain, irritation, and just negative thoughts in general. So what helps me with my day, I work at a call center. I'm not too sure where you work or what you're doing, but what helps me with my day and my irritations with these calls is so many things. But if I could sum it up in one, it'd be this book, which is The Power of Now. This is the most profound book that I have read in my entire life. I beg you to read it. I've told all my dearest friends that if I pass away, the only thing that I request is they buy this book. This is my 7th time reading it. I will always be reading it. There goes young Eckhart Tolle right there. Young Eckhart Tolle right there. Little leprechaun mastermind. This book has brought me so much clarity and understanding of the self and where pain comes from. But if I could just sum it up, I'm just going to sum up as much as I can about the book, as much as I know. The power of now, the power of the present moment, the power of being. Eckhart is the one that stated, we are pure consciousness prior to identification with form, as I stated in that last video. Pure consciousness prior to identification with form. The identification with form, as I stated in the last video, is literally what causes creation and separation, confusion, and inner turmoil. When you associate with form, you literally are investing into something that literally has an end to it. So you're putting a sense of yourself, a sense of your being into a label, into something that has form when you are formless. For instance, politics, religion, sports. And I mentioned this in the last video, so I'm not going to tie on this too heavy. But how did I get to labels? Gemini mind. This is the most profound book that I ever came across. This book literally teaches you how to remain in the now. And I know it sounds like I'm not utilizing it a lot, but I really am. I do it through breathing and just remaining present and just trying to keep my mind outside of the past and the future. Let me tell you why. Eckhart states that the past will stimulate thoughts of resentment. It'll stimulate thoughts of regret. It'll stimulate thoughts of unacceptance. It'll stimulate thoughts of hate. It'll stimulate thoughts. It's just crazy. It's so many thoughts. Damn it, I should have had it for this video, but it's literally like 6 pillars of thoughts that come from thinking in the past. Resentment, regret, hate, worry or stress. Thoughts in the future. Thinking in the future stimulates anxiety, stimulates anticipation, stimulates letdown, stimulates stress as well. Depending on your state of mind, you are literally triggering a particular emotion. Depending on your state of mind, you are literally triggering a particular emotion, hence the power of now. If you're at work let's say before you get a call, you're stressing about bills. You're already stressing. 2, you're already stressing about bills, something that's in the future and it's not even affecting you now. Well, it is affecting you now because you're thinking about it in the future. It's affecting you now because you're thinking about it in the future. We are rarely affected by the now. Sometimes the now is unpleasant, but it's about acceptance versus resistance. Resisting the now has caused so much pain in our life. Resisting a loved one that's passed away, resisting the loss of a job, resisting change, resisting how your dinner was made, resisting, it's just a crazy amount of resistance that we have in life that brings us pain. Accept the now for what it is. accept the now for what it is unless you can create positive change. So this is a hence why I made this video, because I wanted to leave you with a little bit more information of what you can utilize when you're at a job until you get to your actual purpose. Accept the now and be grateful. What brings me stress when I'm speaking to a customer, like I said, is when I feel like my job is taking me outside of what I want to be doing, and what I want to be doing is really just occupying my mind outside of this goddamn job, to be frank. And that's what most of us want to do. So stop thinking like, I'm gonna give you a story. I'm gonna give you an example. This happened about a month, 2 months ago. Long story short, I get off at 3:30. I stayed damn near an hour after my shift on this call for an issue that had nothing to do with me, and I knew how to resolve 30 minutes prior than my manager actually found the resolution. I'm new, so I gotta really not really accept my place, but I'm not really saying too much. I don't really want to rock his level of authority and kind of let him know, yo, why don't we just do this so we can get the customer the fuck out of here. And that's what ended up happening an hour down the road. But long story short, entire day was beautiful. Here comes I'm off at 3:30. Here comes 3:29, 3:28, 3:27. I get a call. That's cool. That's fine. It happens. I'm already trying to accept the now before I'm taken out of it. Long story short, the call goes an hour in. Now I'm irritated as hell. I'm off the call, but still I'm irritated. I'm irritated because I'm an hour after my call, and now I'm late to pick up my daughters. And it irritates me when I'm late to pick my daughters because I get less time to spend with them. So now I'm rushing, literally leaving the house in a rush state of mind to get them, because now I'm actually rushing before the goddamn daycare closes and shit. It's not even about getting time with them. I'm rushing. Now I'm rushing. Long story short, I never really have a worry about getting them before the daycare closes, because I'm always there way before that period. But it's just little thoughts like that literally add to the irritation. Little thoughts outside the now that add to your irritation within the now. So long story short, the expectancy of being off at 3:30 fucked up my now. The thought into being off the call, the thought into life outside the call, outside the now, was irritating my now. So much to the point that I got off the call, I'm rushing to get the girls, my twins, I'm getting gas. I went to there to get gas. I'm in the gas line. I get out of the line to go get a soda. Not a soda. I get out of the line to go get something. I think it was 2 lollipops for my twins, red and blue. Keep it a buck fifth. And I get back in the line, and the line is fucking rat packed. It's lengthy as it's Black Friday. It's Black Friday, and there was no line prior. So now I'm just like, it's just crazy. Now I'm literally just like, ain't this a bitch? Now I'm in another position that is literally causing irritation in the now, because I'm thinking outside the now, man. If you guys don't get it by now, then you will. Read the book. So at the end of the line, I'm like, wow, I see what's going on right now. It's a cycle of negative thoughts that's actually building an emotion. You know, neurology says after 17 seconds of thinking on a particular thought, it'll manifest and amplify itself into an emotion. After 17 seconds of those energetic charges within the neurons and between the nerve endings of your brain, after 17 seconds of thinking of that thought for so long, that electrical impulse becomes so strong and amplified that it actually releases a neurochemical called an emotion. So I realize what's going on. I'm like, oh, here we go. This is a hamster wheel. This is a snowball of negative thoughts because of this damn situation at work. At the end of that line, long story short, to bring it back to the presence, I literally was aware of my thoughts and aware of how the irritation was gradually building. So I came back to the breath If you don't meditate, this is going to be, I hope you have some practices that have the breath, because the most important element on this planet is going to be air. I'm going to say that because how long can you go without food? How long can you go without water? How long can you go without breathing? The breath, oh, this is another video. I'm going to say this every video. This is another video. The breath is the most important spirit. Regulating your breathing is the most important spiritual practice known to man. This is going to be the essence of meditation. Your breath literally is your brake when it comes to your physical vehicle. When you're thinking too much, when your heart is beating too fast, when you're out of alignment with being, with the now, breathe, breathe, breathe. Your heart is literally your electromagnetic frequency. It controls your state of vibration. You don't get all your energy from food. You don't get all your energy from water. Your heart is the conduit of electricity. And I'm saying that on a whim, but I've done a lot of research to believe it at this point. And it's pretty logical, you know? Number one cause for death is heart disease. Take care of your heart. The animals that breathe the longest live the longest. This is another whim out there, but I've done some research into that. Rats breathe too damn fast, they die fast as hell. Rabbits breathe too damn fast, they die fast as hell. Turtles, anti-aging, man. I'm telling you, the anti-aging properties within breathing. Breathe. Whales, anti-aging properties within whales. I'm telling you, breathe. Cheetahs, I think cheetahs live 33 years, if I'm wrong. That's pretty quick if you ask me. It might be 60, but no, I think they run 60. I think they live to 33 years, something like that. Breathe. Understand the importance of breathing. Meditate. Use the breathing to bring you back to the now. Use the breathing to bring you back to the now. I'll catch myself flustered in thought, flustered in emotions, flustered in irritation, and I realize, I'm outside the now. I'm thinking about my thoughts. I'm thinking about the future. I'm thinking about the past, and it's stimulating these emotions. What is the worst part of skydiving? The worst part of skydiving is the anticipation up until the point. Why? Because what is the most hell? What's the most hell experience to that point is the thoughts that we're having in our mind. The worst part about a interview, it could be during the interview, but it could also be right before the interview. Just that anticipation, that worry that you're stimulating within you. Come back to the now. Come back to the presence. Learn the power of the now. It's the most profound thing that I've ever came across in my entire life. Breathe, my friends. Breathe, breathe, breathe easy. Breathe easy. I had something else to say. I'm going to keep it a buck, and that's why I was breathing a good while. Let me see if I can retain it. All right, long story short, focus on your breath. Focus on your thoughts. Let that bring you back to sound. Let that bring you back to purity. Let that bring you back to clarity. Let that bring you back to emotional stability. Breathe. Just focus on the now. Everything outside of that is going to bring you pain and cause inner turmoil. Purpose. Unplug and reprogram your mind. Unplug and reprogram your mind. There was a state of my time where I looked forward to reading out after work. I looked forward to writing. I looked forward to playing my guitar. I looked forward to meditating. I looked forward to stretching. I looked forward to sun gazing. I looked forward to planning. I looked forward to creating. I looked forward to visioning. I looked forward to these things. I look forward to working out. I look forward to eating healthy. I look forward to all these things I consider discipline now. Those were literally my forms of dopamine. It was literally my purpose. It was literally what brought me joy. When you're distracted with social media, fast food, pornography, drugs, alcohol, whatever the case may be, entertainment, this shit keeps you away from what you fear, which is boredom, which is irritation. But through that seed flowers the things that you really love doing. That's how I got into the guitar. That's how I got into meditation. That's how I got into reading. I didn't just, psychedelics as well. It gradually happened. I gradually just started researching about chakras, researching about energy, light, frequency, longer, expanding my attention span, expanding my unconsciousness, expanding my understanding of self, expanding my understanding of self. And that literally has pulled me away from the things that I have been distracted by for so long. So that's my advice to you. I still had something I wanted to tell you guys, but I guess it's for another video, so. All right. Hippie Hooligan 007 out.